comes down and he comes over to his father and he tells me that he's going to get me out of there. Ben wraps that rope around me, and he's so smart and he's so calm. He had pulled these big screwdrivers out, and he used those screwdrivers, to tighten down that rope and get the first tourniquet on my leg. And that was part of the first path to try to save my life. I don't really know how I'd be able to do. All the first aid stuff I learned in Boy Scouts kind of popped up in my head. In those few seconds, you took an adolescent with all the good and bad, the indecision, the crazy ideas and everything, and fused it. In that 1 second, he became a man.
He went up and he got the little kids. My brother would come over and be like, we're gonna be okay, we're gonna be okay. Neil said to him, what's gonna happen to all my stuffed animals and everything? He just thought to say to her, no, your stuffed animals are gonna be fine. They're gonna go with King Neptune and they're gonna be down at the ocean with all the fish and the king and everything. He went and got chocolate out of the refrigerator to make them feel better. He was so logical and so strong. I don't know what was going through Ben's mind at this point.
The phone was really just disappearing. I knew that we had to get off.
It's just not safe to be on this boat anymore.
Okay. That's close. That was closer.
The night of the wreck wasn't the first time that my family saved me on this voyage. After 12 years of being sober, I drank again. Skipper John! I was getting a barrage of complaints from my wife. She didn't like all these different parts of the boat. Everything would break down. Kids didn't like homeschooling. They wanted their friends. They didn't like the weather. I thought my whole dream was falling apart. By the time we got to the Caribbean, it had just become overwhelming to me. And you know what? I reached for the bottle.
I caught him drinking a lot of times. When Millie caught John drinking, she was very upset. I was mad, I was scared, I was disappointed, especially if he's sailing a boat, it's dangerous. And my mom knew that too, and they'd get in huge fights.
I've never seen him drunk before in my life. He stumbled and fell into the water.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, here's somebody that's been sober for 10 plus years, and now, he's living his dream, but he's secretly drinking. It broke my heart. It just broke my heart. I knew better. And somehow I had driven myself to it. He would talk about it to us and say how sorry he was about his drinking problem. And these kids all sat and listened to him intently. I thought he was always perfect, but I just came to realize that he's not perfect. He's just like everyone else. I knew that I wasn't going to ever live with an alcoholic again. So this trip was going to end, or things were going to change really quickly. I knew it was wrong from the moment I lifted that bottle to my lips, and it took me about 6 weeks, but I clawed my way back up. Luckily, he stopped, but it almost ended the trip. Ben never stopped. Ben was always thinking. He's like, look, we need to get off this boat because it's collapsing. Different parts are breaking off. It's dangerous. The boat was disintegrating. There was very little of it left. And if he didn't get the little kids off, they were going to die right there. Ben was looking at the reef, looking at the tides and the moon and all that stuff, trying to actually set up a plan. He could see a piece of reef that was about the size of a twin mattress. I saw that little bit of reef at about 1:30 in the morning. There was a ledge, a little coral ledge, probably about 100 feet away, that he noticed had never been submerged. He said, I'm going in. He jumped off into the surf, kind of between waves. I basically